Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today I'm gonna show y'all how to do a nice, easy ribeye steak for your Easter Sunday dinner. And this steak is so buttery and so tender that even great grandma can eat this on Easter Sunday. She'd be good. So the first thing you want to do is get some nice kosher sea salt and make sure you generously season it. Don't be scared of the salt. The salt is your friend here, especially with a nice thick steak like this. So please season generously. Then you want to get your pepper. I like fresh cracked black pepper, and I also like a whole lot of pepper on my stuff. So you'll see how I'm just getting a whole lot of pepper on there. So do as much as you want. And you also saw that I'm packing in the salt and pepper in as hard as I can push it in. Make sure you really get that pepper and salt pushed into the flesh of that steak. So I'm just going to do the same thing for the other side. And I also want to say, make sure that you have your stove preheating right now, or the pan that you're going to use. I'm using a cast iron skillet, so I just have that preheating on about like medium high. You should probably have it preheating for 10 minutes or so until it's nice and smoking. So as you see, going in with some extra virgin olive oil. Again, like I said in my other video, you can definitely use an oil with a higher smoking temperature, like grapeseed oil or vegetable oil. It's totally up to you. And also, like I said, you know your cast iron skillet is hot enough. When you're coughing or when it's smoking up like that, you need to open up a window or something like that. That's how you know when you're good to go. All right. So now you want to just add in the steak. So you push it in, put it in, I should say, and then you just press it down into the pan, so as much of the flesh as possible is touching the cast iron skillet. We want maximum caramelization of the skin. All right, we want the skin to be nice and cooked and nice and crispy while still having a nice tender medium rare center. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be so good. So just to let y'all know, this is about a 1-inch thick ribeye steak. I think it was like maybe 1.5 pounds. So the way I like to cook my steaks is just to cook them on one side for like 2 minutes or so, and then flip it over to the other side for 2 minutes or so, and then flip it over to the other side, cook it for about a minute. Same thing with the other side, cook it for about a minute, just so it's not staying on the pan for one side for too long and not cooking evenly, because you don't want to have like gray bands on the tops and bottoms of your steak when you cut into it. You want it to be a nice seamless kind of transition to the nice pink center. So it's been about 2 minutes or so, I'm just gonna go and flip the steak over, and then look at that. Look at how nice the color is coming in. All right, so I just want to leave it on here for about another 2 minutes or so. And also you saw me push in the other side into the pan to make sure that it's nice and pressed and as much surface area as possible is touching the cast iron skillet. Alright, so it's been about 2 minutes or so, I'm going in with my tongs and I'm gonna flip the steak over again. For now, this is the third time. As you see, color's coming in really nicely, and I'm gonna let it cook on this side for about probably a minute or so, and then I'm gonna flip it over again. And now the point of this step of the process is literally just every 30 seconds to a minute, you want to just flip the steak over and over again, back and forth, just to make sure that you're cooking it evenly and that the juices keep going back into the steak as opposed to running all in the pan. Now on this step right here, I'm just going in, picking it up, and I just want to push the steak to just one edge of the pan to kind of cook that little fat cap that's on the back of the steak right there. A lot of times people forget to actually cook that part, and if you don't really cook it, it's kind of tough and chewy, and great grandma definitely ain't gonna be able to eat that. So you want to make sure that you cook this part of the steak, all right, so it's nice and tender and it gets cooked as well. Okay, so then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. I think I probably did that on that first side for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds. Same thing with the other side, and I think I'm probably going to go back and flip it over and cook the other side, because you see it's still a little kind of like not cooked. No color. So this was the last time I flipped over the steak, I believe. To me, it looks like it's pretty much good to go. I think at this point in time, I had been cooking it for maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so. And again, I was going for like a medium rare, so I didn't want to flip it over too many times or just cook it on the stove too long. Alright, so now I'm just going in with some butter, garlic, and thyme, and I just want to do that basically to flavor the steak, give it a deeper flavor. When you bite into it and taste it, you taste a little bit more than just steak. There's another layer there, and that's what the thyme and the garlic and the butter does. You really get to taste the flavor from the thyme all the way throughout the meat. Garlic as well. You definitely taste it all throughout. And the butter acts as a carrier for those flavors, as well as to make sure that the steak is still nice and moist. So I'm going to speed the clip up again right here, but basically I'm just basting the steak with that butter. And I think I did actually flip it over maybe once or twice just to make sure that the butter was getting everywhere, and also just because I think I just wanted to do that. Alright y'all, so I basted the steak for about, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes tops. But now it's ready to go, so I'm just gonna take it out, transfer it to a plate. You want to make sure you let it rest for 10 minutes or so, because if you put it on the plate right now and then cut it over and then cut it right now, all the juices are going to come out, and then it is going to be tough and dry, and we don't want that. So here is the finished product, y'all. This looks really good to me. Like I said, just make sure you let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. And even on this close-up, you can really see the pepper and stuff like that. I told y'all I love pepper, but the pepper and using that coarse salt also helps to build the crust on top of the steak. So after letting it rest for like 10 minutes or so, I sliced it up. As you see, it's still nice and pink in the middle. It's a nice medium. I served mine with some garlic asparagus, but you can do whatever you want. So I really hope y'all like this video, and I had a lot of fun making it and cooking this food. So please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what else you'd like to see me make. Thank y'all.